Today is a great day. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. Today is a great day to... Come in. Prison mate Luke did a video on me? Bomber Girl got released in the West heavily censored? The English release for Disgaea 6 got delayed further? Then what is it? Virgo, leave the room.
So many reasons to stay. It's taking.
Why? Why did this happen? Who told Mad Pat about Friday Night Funkin'? Who the fuck told? I want names. Just forget it. Let's get into it. Seeing that man's face in the same picture with boyfriend makes me sick to my stomach.
Alright, we're here, looking at the lore. I want you to show me if you know the score. Tell me what you know. Tell me what you know.
You're not funny. Pointing out your problems does not make them go away. So for a while he starts talking about the history of Newgrounds and the game and shit. It's all just padding, so we're gonna skip this.
On Reddit with the game's creators that there's an overarching story here, and that with regards to that, each week has a reason for existing, even the ones that don't have dialogue yet. So that's our quest today. Piece together the existing lore, try to fill the holes in the plot that we do have, and then predict where things are headed next for the final release of the game.
You mean the thing people have already been doing for a while now?
And I think I'm on to some big reveals. Like, haven't you wondered why Mommy and Daddy are attacking a mall Santa in week 5?
I mean, they are demons, and demons are naturally evil, so of course they're gonna hold Santa hostage.
Whole thing figured out. Will it be speculative? Absolutely. Is it more hypothesis than actual theory? You betcha!
Then why is it on your channel? This is game theory, not game hypothesis.
Am I aware that the game devs have gone online to talk about some of this stuff in a way that directly contradicts some of what we're talking about today? Yes, and I don't care, because I think they're keeping secrets for the final game.
So you're actively mincing the words of the developers in order to get your version of what you think the story is. That is the absolute worst way to make a theory. Theories about media are supposed to take facts that are 100% confirmed and build upon those facts. But whatever. It's game hypothesis now, apparently. Whatever that means.
Does it give me a chance to spend a week listening to this music on loop while I research the script? Undoubtedly.
Pretty sure you don't need an excuse to listen to music. Now, for the first part, he discusses how week 2 comes after week 4 timeline-wise and discusses week 1. I'm gonna skip this since he is correct here.
Well, Pico is an old Newgrounds mainstay with his own series of games including Pico School, Pico Simdate, and Pico's Infantry Covert Operatives game.
Isn't Pico Simdate a joke game?
Operatives game, to name a few. But in one of those games, Pico School Love Conquers All, released last month for April Fools, we get hints that Pico and Boyfriend might have actually had themselves an intimate backstory.
Actually, the idea that Boyfriend and Pico used to date has been around since Pico's Week came out. Pun intended. Now at first it was just a meme, but later Ninja Muffin confirmed it was canon over on a Twitch stream.
This is my boyfriend. Everyone at school is totally cool with it. I'm not saying everything is perfect, but our planet is coming around.
That's the voice you gave Pico? Dude, he's a kid who stopped a school shooting, not a fucking special ed teacher. Go watch Rec D's cover of Pico and Blamed and then we can talk.
And assume that Pico was a jealous ex, you were absolutely right, but maybe not in the way that you first expected.
Ex? Yes. Jealous? No. Hell, in week 7, Pico saves girlfriend and boyfriend from the Tankmen.
The next antagonist in the timeline is Mommy Mirist, duking it out on the roof of a limo speeding down the highway with an army of backup dancer henchmen. And if the limo didn't tip you off, girlfriend's family is loaded. We see it briefly in one of the earliest trailers for the game, but Daddy Dearest is a former rock star. And according to details shared on the game's Kickstarter, Mommy Mirist is a pop star in her own right, hence the limo and all the dancers.
Wouldn't it make more sense to mention that at the start?
It's also worth noting that those demonic backup dancers are apparently grown in bottles, a detail that's going to become very important later.
Isn't that a beaker? And yeah, Mad Pat is correct here. Then he starts talking about Skid and Pump and their relation to the Lemon Demon, so we're just gonna skip ahead.
Spooky dance. However, not everything is as it seems.
Turns out they were kind of being tricked by someone not so nice.
Someone not so nice is the monster with a lemon-shaped head. And yes, it's merely lemon-shaped and not actually a lemon, according to the devs in yet another deleted tweet. Regardless of what his head really is, though, he makes no secret of the fact that he intends to eat girlfriend.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna eat your girlfriend.
Pretty explicit stuff there, but why? Just because he's a monster, or is something more going on here? And this is where we get back into heavy theory territory. Remember when I said that Mommy Mirist's backup dancers are born out of a bottle? That's why them getting murdered by a telephone pole hereditary style didn't matter a whole lot, because they could just be regrown? It could tie in with something in the Lemon Demon's lyrics. While the appearance with Skid and Pump had to be pieced together by the fan community using unused assets, Lemon Demon officially makes an appearance in week 5 at Christmas.
Even though in the most recent update he does officially appear in week 2.
At Christmas in the level with Mall Santa. Just out of nowhere randomly appears.
He's actually in the background of the level on the top right.
Randomly appears. It is a weird transition. It's kinda the only one like it in the game thus far. But in his song Winter Horrorland, we get this lyric.
Snowmen smiling with your teeth, fallen names created with your meat.
Fallen angels, aka demons, created with your meat. It's another reference to things being grown or born unnaturally.
While that could be a lead, chances are it's just one of the Lemon Demon's corny murder lyrics. Other lyrics include, gonna take a piece of your rabies and vivisect your mind, separate you from your eyes, turn your girlfriend inside out and burn her fingernails, and gonna take a peek inside your head and find the worm inside. Also, while they might be the same thing in a biblical sense, usually in media, fallen angels and demons are two separate beings. Anyone who has seen High School DxD knows that very well.
Naturally. Could this monster be related to the backup dancers in some way? Maybe a mistake created by Mommy Mirist and Daddy Dearest during their henchman testing. Cause remember, the monster's goal here is to kill and eat girlfriend.
That doesn't make any sense. Why the hell would Daddy Dearest sacrifice his daughter for the sake of pulling a sick prank on boyfriend? However, I do have a bit of a lead to how this could be debunked, and a theory of where the Lemon Demon could have come from. We established earlier that the Lemon Demon tricked Skid and Pump in week 2. But let's go back a bit. Way back. In the series Spooky Month, Skid and Pump encounter different demons and monsters. The first episode has them summon a demon from a Ouija board. In the second episode, they encounter an Eldritch-style monster simply called Eyes in a haunted house. Now, looking at these two monsters, we can see some similarities with the Lemon Demon. All of them have abnormally large, perfectly circular eyes, they all have jagged yet human-like teeth, and despite being very obviously evil, they were able to befriend or at least not kill Skid and Pump. Now, does this mean that all the monsters are related? No. But it does show that the Lemon Demon is at least consistent with the style of the monsters from Spooky Month. And while yes, Daddy Dearest and Mommy Mirist did set up boyfriend and girlfriend to go there on Halloween, considering the motives of the Lemon Demon, chances are he wasn't planned to show up. Anyways, moving on.
Eat girlfriend. I wouldn't be surprised if his only beef against boyfriend is just that he got in the way. Now, that connection between the monster and the family might seem like it's a stretch, but consider this. Another unused asset from the game has the monster literally growing out of a pumpkin. No,
That isn't lore related. That's the original design for the Lemon Demon. Initially, the Lemon Demon was going to be based on a pumpkin rather than a lemon. But as the design changed over time, its design shifted more towards being a lemon rather than a pumpkin. Hence why the original design has a lemon-like head.
also canonically has the demonic ability to alter someone's perception, which is their explanation for why the background in week 5 is able to change between songs 2 and 3. Again, this was in a deleted tweet, which tells me that it's something that they might be trying to save for the final game.
Actually, no. The devs temporarily deleted their Twitter due to Kawaii Sprite having mental health problems related to Twitter. Go watch my PSA on the fake Ninja Muffin accounts if you want more info. Though I will say it is pretty insensitive of you to assume it's just them keeping secrets from us. I know that's not your intention, but Dear God, look into things more. Also, as of right now, everyone's Twitter accounts are back up, so just goes to show that you can't wait for new info to come out.
Final game. But just think about that for a second. He's able to transform himself and reality. Guess what? He's Santa. Yeah,
Actually, Mall Santa is dead. Rip.
Santa. Yeah, isn't it a little weird that Daddy Dearest and Mommy Mearest are holding a Mall Santa hostage in week 5?
Yeah, but not out of the ordinary for demons.
Week 5, super random, right? Well, I'm gonna predict that it's because Santa is really the monster in disguise.
He's at the top right corner of the stage. How can he be in disguise if he's nowhere near Santa?
Guys, or because we see his silhouette in the background of the mall, maybe one of the monster's warriors, transformed, hiding, waiting to get his revenge.
Since when does a lemon demon have henchmen? He's one guy. Yeah, he can alter perception, but wouldn't it just make more sense to have him bum rush into the front?
Revenge. And yeah, like I said before, I know that the devs have gone online to say that Santa's dead, and that Santa is just Santa, but neither of those statements actually contradict anything about this theory.
Yes, it fucking does. He can't be just Santa if he's also somehow in disguise.
Anything about this theory. Another monster could very well be hiding inside that normal Santa, using his body as a sort of disguise. Because as we're about to see in week 6, body swaps happen in this universe and are 100% canon.
Even though the lemon demon is a physical being and the spirit is, well, a spirit.
Canon. And this prediction ties in with the following week as well. See, in a seemingly random twist, week 6 switches gears entirely and puts you into a PS1 style video game. The title of the week, Dating Simulator, an obvious play on Dating Simulator, features a battle against a handsome man named Senpai who, after you defeat him twice, turns into a horrific floating spirit head. It's another one of those weird transitions. So what is going on here? Well, it was confirmed via livestream that Senpai is a character from a video game that Girlfriend plays, and that the spirit is trapped inside of that video game character, but Senpai is still himself.
Senpai is just a video game character that's inside the game she plays. There's a human soul that was like trapped inside that character.
So first and foremost, why are we suddenly in a video game? Well, the common belief online is that Daddy Dearest has the ability to trap human souls inside of video games, which would coincide with all the soul experiments that we've been talking about with both the henchman and the lemon monster. This would also coincide with what the spirit says during the cutscene where he breaks free, quote, "Direct contact with real humans after being trapped in here for so long, and her of all people. I'll make her father pay for what he's done to me and all the others. I'll beat you and make you take my place. You don't mind your bodies being borrowed, right?"
Hire actual voice actors, Mad Pat. It's a spirit, not Seto Kaiba.
Right? Wow, that is a lot to unpack there. So first, let's talk about that last line. You don't mind your bodies being borrowed. This is now confirmed to be a world where soul swaps can happen.
Yes, but again, the spirit is a spirit, and spirits can possess people.
Swaps can happen, and where people can walk around inside the bodies of others. This gives us more evidence to support my hypothesis that Santa is actually a monster in disguise, which is why Mommy and Daddy are attacking him in the mall. That could also explain why Daddy would then put us inside this video game. Isn't it weird that Daddy would put boyfriend in here after he had already canonically won the family over in the previous weeks?
Yes, but the devs, and more importantly you, mentioned that the two still pull cruel tricks on him. Chances are that's what this is.
Previous weeks? Well, it could very possibly be because we doubted him. Seeing Daddy and Mommy holding Santa at gunpoint, boyfriend tries to stop it, only to give the monster a chance to transform. And because the monster escapes or whatever, Daddy punishes us by putting us inside the video game. But there's one thing that goes unexplained with this interpretation. Why is Girlfriend here? It seems odd that Daddy would punish his daughter as well by sending her into the game.
You're only answering that question now?
Her into the game. And maybe the Daddy sends them both into a game thing has been confirmed via a tweet or something, but I haven't been able to find an original source to back it up, which got me to ask, what if none of this is Daddy's doing? Remember, the lemon monster can alter perception and reality. Maybe he's the one who's actually doing this. Oh sure, the line, "I'll make her father pay for what he's done to me and all the others," implies that Daddy is the one who put everyone in the game, but there's another way to read that line. It could just be referencing all the souls that Daddy's been experimenting on, which led to the creation of the lemon monster in the first place and resulted in Spirit getting trapped here. Because again, consider this, in his lines, the spirit calls out direct contact with real humans, implying there's some difference between you being in the game, real humans able to retain your own bodies, and him being in the video game.
Or by real humans, he could be referring to boyfriend being a real human, compared to the NPCs of the game, like the ones in the background.
being in the video game, a spirit who possesses a character. It also implies that he's the only one in here with no other real humans around, which kind of debunks the idea that Daddy is sending the souls of failed boyfriends into the video game as punishment, which is a theory that we've seen kicking around on the internet, but just doesn't line up with what we're seeing in the game.
Or maybe he just trapped the spirit and only the spirit in the game?
With what we're seeing in the game. Anyway, whether it was Lemon Demon or Daddy, you are trapped in a video game and only one thing can save you: the power of sick beats. So there you have it, friends. A lot more seems to be brewing under the surface between shape-shifting monsters, soul experiments, and lots of people wanting revenge for the secret experiments that Daddy and Mommy have been doing. I know that I haven't talked about Tank Man in week 7 yet, but we're on page 5 of this script and my Tank Man stuff is another 2 pages long, which would be unfair to the editors, to be honest.
Longer videos equal more ad revenue. More ad revenue means more payment towards your editors. Yeah, it's hard now, but it will work in the long run. And maybe your editors won't be so tired if you nuke the padding at the start. That's all for today. If you want more from me, you can follow my Twitter, watch my DeviantArt. If you want to talk to me directly, you can join my Discord server. If you want to support the channel, you can donate to my Patreon. And until next time, goodbye.
So am I.